let's shop talk here. So, if you're a driver and you're out here to make money, and again, we're talking about over-the-road expediting. This really doesn't apply to any kind of local, regional, courier type stuff, because what I want to talk about real quick, one of the topics is time efficiency, being at your pickup or delivery in a timely manner. Now, I just mentioned it in a couple of videos ago about there's not much that separates all of these. Well, you as an individual, if you're an independent, us as a carrier, the larger carriers, there's not much that separates you. Obviously you start off with reputation, time in business, all those things. But when it gets down to service you're providing, there's not much you can do to separate yourself from everybody else. But some of the things you can do is provide reliable service, great communication, among a few others. But the timely thing, that's something that always gets to me about drivers. And I'm getting my mind on already, what I'm about to say and replies that I could possibly hear. So I'm already like formulating answers and having the whole conversation in my head before I even say anything. But anyhow, what I'm getting at is when you have a pickup, you got plenty of time to get to your pickup, or you have extra time on your delivery. It says your appointment time, or I'm not even going to say appointment time, because an appointment time as opposed to your protect time, your scheduled time is different. An appointment time is more rigid, and you more than likely, if they say it's an actual appointment time, they'll be like, hey, you got to be there at that time, no earlier, no later, whatever. A protect time is basically the latest they want you to arrive there. Now, the thing with that is say your arrival time is noon, but if you drove it straight through, you get there 6 o'clock in the morning. So what are you going to do as a driver? You're going to take all that time up, lollygag, oh, I got all this time, it don't have to be there until noon? Or are you going to drive it as best you can straight through and get there early? Me, I'm a get there early all the time guy. Every freaking time. Like, I do not like it when anytime I'm pushing time. Like, the least amount of time I want left when I arrive at my delivery is an hour. That's the closest I want to run it, unless it's just happened to be a direct and it's a get there as soon as you can get it there kind of thing. But like, if I have extra time, I'm going there, man. Like, I'm gonna get there. And now, I know some of you might be thinking like, oh man, it's scheduled, it don't fucking matter, you're not gonna get this or you're not gonna get that. So you're not gonna get you're not gonna get no real recognition for it. You're not gonna get no bonus pay for it. You're not gonna get none of that shit. But what you are gonna get is you're going to get a very good service provided to the broker or whoever you're dealing with, and they're gonna want to deal with you again. Like, if that broker, what drivers don't understand, brokers are hounding you. Like not, when I say you, not the driver, but the dispatch. They are hounding them. Oh, where are they at? They on site? They, what's the ETA? Can I get a location update? All that good shit. Because for whatever reason they're doing it. So, to alleviate all that, to make it easier on that broker, because, again, they're the ones that has the freight. Like, no matter how much you like it or don't like it, like, they have the frickin' load, man. Like, you have to be mindful of where you're getting your work from. You can be all this, I don't give a F, man. I'm gonna get it there when I get it there, and I needed this freaking 5 hours sleep because, I was up a little longer the night before. Like, get out of here with all that shit, man. If you want to make money, you got to figure out how best to make that money. If you don't want to do some of the things that you think are beyond you, they're below you to do, get the hell out of the business and go do something else, man. Don't come out here thinking you're going to change something and you're deserving or you're entitled to freight. Like, that's the one thing I hate. Yes, brokers are a pain in the ass. The entire industry is cutthroat. I get it. But if you ain't going to use it to your advantage, if you're not going to use every little thing that you can to your advantage, and you're not going to work it as it allows you to work it, all you're going to do is bitch the whole time. You're going to bitch and complain the entire freaking time. So, back to the point is, you want to provide that broker good service, so they'll want to deal with you again. They'll be like, oh, okay, man, this dude, this company was giving me, updates. They had a tracking system, or they was giving me hourly updates or semi-hourly updates. Their driver got there in a timely manner. I got everything I needed. There was no complaints. Everything was good. They're going to be likely to use you again. That's one of the small things you can do to separate yourself. But if you're dragging in there 5 minutes before delivery time, and this broker's like sweating bullets because they're like, man, I don't want to, because if you're late, somebody's going to complain to their customer. It's going to go on down the line. It's going to eventually get to the broker. So that's bottom line, is that shit rolls downhill. And unfortunately, we are downhill. Unfortunately, if you don't want to be downhill, cut all that shit out and climb to the top of the hill, and then you ain't got to worry about that shit. But for the time being, you're downhill. You're going to get shit. So understand that, accept that, and learn how to work with it. That's just always been something, because like being efficient with your time, like that kind of shit, like you get it out of the way, you get the load out of the way. Especially, it always gets me too, because especially when you get a load early in the day and it doesn't deliver till the following morning, and then people want to get there late. No, I shouldn't even say late, but at the last minute. Like, there's no freaking call for that, man. No call for that whatsoever. Like, I don't know, man. It frustrates me that people come out here and say they want to make money, but don't want to do the things they need to do to make money, which some of it is helping the company that you're working with, the dispatch you're working with, the carrier you're working with. You got to make them look good, and it helps everybody. You may not get your individual recognition that you want, but it's going to help you get continued business from each broker that you're dealing with. So provide good service, man. Don't lollygag. Just because you have the time doesn't mean you're supposed to use it. And I'm not saying you're supposed to go out there and beat yourself ragged and not be able to drive. And to be honest, that's one of the other things. Like, you need to do some self-reflecting and understand, like, shit, I just can't do this grind. Like, I'm just gonna be relegated to, this is all I can really get out of this business. If you can't do that, and all you're gonna do is bitch, like, nobody wants to work with that. Nobody likes having a driver that's, always complaining that they're tired and shit. That shit don't fly, man. Like, trust me. I don't know, man. Like I said, I got off to a bad start this morning with that damn pickup, and now I'm just kind of in one of those ranting freaking modes. So bear with me, man. Bear with me. Because no matter what, I'm bitching everything. I love my job. I love what I do. This is just one of them moments where it's coming out, the frustration about drivers that want to earn but don't want to do what it takes to earn. Like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. That's like, man, last night, it got down to like 20 degrees, 22 degrees or some shit up here in northern Michigan, up near Cadillac. And my diesel heater ran out of fuel last night. I was concerned about that because I couldn't remember when I last filled it up. And I wasn't near a gas station or anything. So, anyhow, my diesel heater ran out. I'll tell you what, I almost quit, man. I almost called my fleet owner and quit. I almost told him, like, you can't provide me with some freaking heat in this son of a bitch. Oh, that's right, I don't have a fleet owner. Nah, I'm just playing. Just, like, that kind of stuff, though, in all seriousness, like, I dealt with it. Like, it's no big deal. Like, 20-some degrees, my diesel heater ran out. I'm going to bundle up, and I'm going to deal with it. Like, no big deal. It was cold as shit. That's what woke me up, is I had my fan on, too. My face started getting freezing cold. I woke up and looked over at my diesel heater, and it had a air code on it, 08 or something, I think. I'm pretty sure it's going to be something to do with the oil, the fuel, or whatever. But yeah, all I did is just turn the fan off, rolled over, covered up, went back to sleep. Like, I don't know, man. So many drivers are so freaking entitled, and they act like everything revolves around them. And I'm not trying to put down drivers, because obviously I fucking drive. I've been driving, and I've talked like this all along, no matter the position I've been in this whole thing. But sorry, there's a horse and buggy up there crossing the road. Yeah, I don't. Drivers do this whole, well, we do all the work, we this, that, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we do. But guess what? The system is what the system is. That's the bottom line. Like, there ain't no way to change the system. The drivers aren't going to come together to help improve the rates. So the system is what it is. Now make it work for you. Don't fight it. Don't try to, swim upstream. Like, fucking go with the flow, man, and figure out how to make it benefit you the best. And also, in saying that, I'm not saying it to the extent, because there are some that overly try to make it work to their benefit and are more of a detriment to the industry than an asset. But like, make it work for you, man. Like, the best thing I always tell people, as far as what I've talked about, like with my situation, it's like, realize what hands are in your pocket and try to remove those hands. I mean, and what I mean by that, like, if you come out here, you start driving for a fleet owner, first hand to get out of your pocket is the fleet owner. Get your own van. Now, once you got your own van, you're on with, say, a dispatch service or a carrier. Okay, that's the next pocket hand that's in your pocket, is that service, because you're running under their authority. They're booking you the loads and whatnot. So now, I want to remove that hand out of my pocket, which I've done. Now, the last hand out of the pocket is the brokers. And eventually, that's where we want to be, is to be able to have a broker's license and, get direct, loads from maybe the main broker boards that they're getting them from, or whatnot, like Active Arrows and all those good things. But you're just trying to remove as many hands from your pocket as possible. Not sit there and fight the whole time and say, oh, I'm with this fleet owner. This fleet owner should give me a heater, an AC, a soft bed, a wall. I should never have to lose my bunk. I should only have to take one skid at 100 pounds, and they should pay for everything. Yeah. Get out of here with that shit, man. Like, I don't know, man. People are just so soft anymore. It's just pathetic. And that's not to say everybody's like that, but you've got several people that just, like I said, they're just soft, man. They're just so entitled. And I'm not trying to dog anybody. Like, I'm really not. It's just frustrating, because so many people don't want to work for what they want. They just want to have it handed to them. It's like, hey, you, come here. See this nice, comfortable spot that I have no idea if you have the experience for, or if you've worked for, or if you've put in your dues or anything. I'm going to go ahead and give you that. You know why? Because you're you, and you deserve it. Like, get out of here, man. It's just frustrating, man. And don't get me wrong, like, it's on the flip side of that, it's always nice to see people that are willing to, like, really grind and understand. Like, I've said it over and over and over, as far as like this job, it's a lifestyle. You have to enjoy all the other things about this to get, to be able to, and really thoroughly enjoy it, money wise, and just doing the job. Because, and I've said it over and over, if you're coming out here just for money, don't do it. Now, if it's like a temporary fix, and, I understand certain situations, this might be a nice temporary Band-Aid for you to come out here, but long term, to make something of this, and which is what my commitment has been to this. My ever since I've been in this, and again, I've been around, transportation industry my entire life, and I've always wanted to have something to do with it, long term, as far as be my own carrier and, get freight and run vehicles and whatever it may be. And that's what we're trying to do. And I don't know, man, I just don't get it. I don't get it, man. I think I'm done babbling for the moment. I'll be on here later venting, I'm sure. So, all right, let's call this Bitch Session Wednesday.